Good afternoon. Out at the farm this week, had a couple primary goals. The main goal I had was trying to get the Jeep running, and spent some more time online doing some research. I made a kind of a stupid mistake. I decided to pull the trigger on buying this adapter, knowing that Quadrajet adapter is not going to fit what I have. It's a different spread bore. The Quadrajet and the Motorcraft 4-barrel carburetor that I think came stock on this Jeep are both spread bore, but they're just different. I went through the exercise of measuring the diameters and distance between centers on the bores, but I still decided to go and drop almost 50 bucks on this adapter plate. There's a good chance I'll use it someday. I might try to take it back to Advance Auto. I think it was like $35. So that was a really stupid move. They do make an adapter plate. There's one available at Summit. That is the Motorcraft 4150 spread bore flange to square bore, and it's like $95. That's going to be my worst case. I'm actually tempted to try to find the original carburetor because I'm not loving this Edelbrock. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull the top off of this and I'm going to clean it up a little bit more. I actually read on a Jeep forum that I could mount this carburetor directly to that intake manifold with a 1/4-inch gasket. So I'm going to try to fatten up my gaskets and just mount it straight to the intake manifold. Or I'm going to try and use some sealant and put it back the way I had it with those gaskets on it. I know it's not the right way to go, but just being out here, I can't run down to the store. I also don't want to spend another $100 on this. If I can't make this work, I might go and just get another intake manifold. So I'm going to clean this carburetor out and then mount it back onto the intake manifold. I'm sure that it will not solve the problem, but it gives me something to do for the next couple hours. So I took these out earlier. I either lost the spring or there wasn't one in there. I don't think there was one in there because I went and looked at the video and I pulled this out and there's no spring in there. So I couldn't find the spring. If I lost it, it's lost forever into the weeds out front, or I might find it someday. So I went through all these pens and found the one that I thought might work best. So I'm throwing that in there. Otherwise, the metering rod's just going to stay down inside of that hole, and that's not good. Oops. Dang it. I don't know, man. This carburetor is a pain in the butt. Just found the other spring. Someone's looking out for me. So I just ended up putting the carburetor straight onto the manifold with these gaskets that I cut, which are not the right gaskets. I learned this from a Jeep forum today, but with this setup, I'm not going to have full clearance for the secondaries to open up. So you'll see when I get all the way towards the end, well, that doesn't raise it up. That might actually have enough clearance. I was told if the 1/4 inch of clearance or 1/4 inch riser of gasket, everything gets so hot. I really don't think the thermostat's opening up, but like it's still, everything is really hot. So probably need to change the thermostat out. It does have water in it, but the radiator isn't really, well, the radiator is pretty hot. Everything's pretty hot. She runs hot. I need to get I did find a fan shroud I could buy for like 130 bucks. So I'll get a fan shroud. Man, it gets hot. Anyways, let's work on the carburetor for now. I feel like the secondaries are opening all the way up. I wish I wouldn't have just put that gas in there because I'm going to pull it off. I'm going to take these studs out. I was just talking to my cousin Steve in Texas, and he's going to come out hopefully this summer and help me get a couple cars running. But we were just talking about this setup, and he gave me the thumbs up on what I'm doing, so I'm pretty confident that this will work. I'm going to pull the carburetor off. I'm going to pull these studs out. I'm going to try to find 4 bolts with these. I think these are 3/8. Well, no, they're not 3/8. They're 5/16, I think, bolts with 1/2 inch nuts. If I can find some bolts that work, I'll do that. But I'm going to pull these out for now. It's crazy how well it runs with it just sitting on there. I think I can just do the jam nut technique. I honestly did not think these studs were going to come out that easy. So I'm going to go see if I can find a bolt for that. So I got 2. I always put the threads together to kind of get myself an idea if it's the right one. And I got this one that's probably the length I need, at least that. This one's too short. That one should work though. If I could find 3 more of these, I only saw 1, but let me go see if I can find 3 more of those. This is what I felt kind of stupid for doing, was buying this. This is a square bore to quadrajet. There's no way it would work. What this is for is square bore, and then it goes to a Rochester quadrajet spread bore, but it doesn't work on this, unfortunately. I almost started drilling these holes out because they're threaded so they wouldn't go onto the studs, and I'm like, this isn't even gonna work. The gaskets, you can tell that the gaskets don't even fit. But it did come with some studs that I think I can use, so $35 wasn't a total waste of money. And I'm going to lose a little bit, or I'm going to lose a lot. So I got to get the right gaskets and stuff still. I still got to make this work, but I'm honestly, being out here at the farm, it's so hard because I can't just run back down to the store. You got to kind of be more resourceful, or I have to be more resourceful when I'm out here. I guess the miraculous thing is that I haven't dropped a nut down into the intake manifold yet. What am I trying to do? All right. So I think I can actually drill this out. If I really wanted to run the fuel line in this side, I could. It looks like it's designed to go on either side. So I got to quit complaining about these Edelbrock carburetors before I even really use them. I just never been an Edelbrock guy, so I was always kind of a Holley guy, and I know that with all those backfires I had earlier, I'd have been blowing power valves every time you backfire with a Holley. I think you blow a power valve and you got to replace them, and they're like probably expensive now. So I don't know, man. This thing might run. It's not the right way to do it. I know it's not. Honestly, those studs and nuts and washers were worth every penny I paid of the $35 plus tax. If I didn't have these studs, I'd be in the camper cooking dinner right now. It actually started hailing tonight. I thought I was going to have to plow. Good enough, I should say. And then I'm going to go throttle linkage on, put the spring back on. Battery should be charged. Let's try to start it up. What if I start it up and it just idles perfectly? That'd be a miracle. Miracles do happen. I don't know. I can't honestly believe it. I'm so happy right now. I can definitely dial it in a little more, but man, that's all I wanted. I just wanted it to idle. So this is a wonderful thing. I'd like to thank my sponsors, my cousin Steve, Cap Blue Ribbon, Edelbrock. Well, she's a smoking. I think we might be able to take this for a drive tomorrow. It completely filled this place full of smoke. Wow, this place needs to air out. I'm gonna go make some dinner and get myself to bed. I got some meetings I gotta be on in the morning. And then we'll come back out and try to dial this carburetor in a little better. This is not the final iteration. We're gonna go and get this thing put on properly. Not sure what that looks like, but I just wanted to get it idling. Now I can kind of start troubleshooting things. Good night. I'll see you guys in the morning. I guess we're not going to get third gear. Nope. So it's pretty cool to be out taking the Wagoneer for just a nice cruise around the block. Does she have any problems? Not really. I don't think the alternator's working, so I'm just running the points off of the battery right now. I'm hoping the transmission fluid is low. Obviously I need to get it back and go through it, change the oil, change the points if it has it. I don't know if it's HEI, maybe it's HEI. Try to put some transmission fluid in it, hopefully get third gear. Try to keep dialing this carburetor in, get the alternator working. Try to take, whoa, uh-oh, I think I just ran out of gas. I think I just ran out of gasoline. Well, we're walking now. So, let's go get the red Jeep. I'm gonna disconnect the battery. I'm not sure I have any gas for it. Almost made it home. Dang. She's gonna just have to sit there for a minute or two while I go get some gas. I'm hoping it's gas. It could be the battery might have gone dead. See, I should have brought my let me see, because I did bring a spare battery. Maybe I'll get lucky and it's the battery. I'm hoping it's the battery. Might be both. Well, dang it. It's probably out of gas too though, huh? Seems like there's gas in there. About 1.5 miles from my place, so I gotta walk 1.5 miles, and I'm gonna drive back and jump start the thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do. We'll see how this goes. The thing nice about being out here is I can just leave my truck on the side of the road and no one's gonna bother it. More than likely one of my neighbors is gonna drive by and give me a ride. Otherwise I'm gonna have to do 1.5 miles, drive back, jump start it, drive it back, and then 1.5 miles back. I wish I had my bicycle. This would be a great reason to have my bicycle out here. The other option would be bring the trailer and haul it home, but hey, I needed to go for a nice walk. Shortcut. Shortcuts never work out, but make it more fun. So what actually happened, I think, is that it ran out of gas, and then once it was out of gas, the battery was too low for it to restart. So let's put some gas in her. What the heck, man? I think she runs a little rich. Blue is oil though, right? Oh, that was my gas cap. I'm like, what the heck was that flying off of the truck? Wow, Smoky Joe. That's probably the rings, right? We'll put some thick, really thick oil in her and see what that does. Again, this would be really fun to do on a freezing cold day. Not sure why the guy wanted to sell the truck. I mean, I think she runs great. Just trying to do my part. It's really foggy tonight. Well, well, well. When the smoke settles, so mixed emotions on the 77 Wagoneer. So, like, super stoked that she runs. I'm trying to find something else to be super stoked about. Do I have a plow truck? I think with that much smoke, and I would love to hear you guys' opinion, it's got to be bad rings, right? If it was running rich, it'd be black smoke, right? I think. So I don't know. But sometimes things happen for a reason. And maybe this beautiful 77 Wagoneer needs to have its engine rebuilt, and just how cool would it be to modernize it a little bit, but just keep the paint, keep the dents, take the plow off, put the front bumper back on, tighten up the steering, put a rebuilt engine in it. I'm not going to do an LS swap. I don't think I ever want to do that. I'll put an old 360 or I'll rebuild this engine. I think these are pretty good engines. I could maybe rebuild this engine. That might be fun. Clean the interior up. Interior is like super cool. You guys get my point though. Let me know what you guys think of her. I'm not sure that I'm going to be doing much with it the rest of the summer. Doors are solid. I gotta fix the tailgate. But it's a family truckster. And I need to get the family in here, and we need to go truckstering. Maybe that's my goal. Get this thing, make it reliable, put the canoe on top, or the kayak on top, Molly in the front, 3 kids in the back, and their significant others in the way back, and we take a trip somewhere cool. Yellowstone or Cozad. I don't know. Where's a cool place to go? Maybe we do engineer pass in this thing from Lake City over to Silverton. That's where this thing belongs. That's what it was made for. Take the family over, engineer pass. So I officially have 4 running Jeeps, 2 SJs and 2 XJs. I really like this truck. I'm starting to kind of fall in love with it, but look at that rig, man. Isn't she beautiful? I'd like to know if those are the stock wheels. If not, I'd like to trade them out. I don't know. I bet this truck came with those wheels, but maybe not. I'd like to put whatever wheels on it that came with it. Or not, I'd like to put some cool wheels on it. I've also got a 4-inch lift kit for the Cherokee Chief that might work on this. So many coyotes out here. All right, guys, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching this. I hope you find some enjoyment out of it. Stay tuned for more on this thing in the future. Next up, we're working on the little house. Again, thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you next time.